Hello, hello, hello! It's Ari here, and get out of my face, Pokemon! This isn't about you. It's about your company. For being one of the most well-known companies in gaming, nobody really ever thinks about the games Game Freak makes besides their golden cow. It's quite uncommon for that to happen, actually. Even a company like Supergiant Games, which is mostly known for Hades, still has games like Bastion, which are not as well-known, but are still notable. Game Freak does not have that. That's why I'm here today to find out if Game Freak has a game in their repertoire that might have been severely overlooked. Is this a bad idea? Yes, but I subscribe to the idea of bad ideas. The first game on our hit list is Mendel Palace for the NES. From the looks of it, it's a swimming game? Oh no, never mind. It's a game where you bash your enemies in the wall and they painfully explode. There's a plot to this game where we must save our girlfriend who was kidnapped by a young girl. None of this is explained in-game. I mean, it's fair if it's an early NES game, 1989. Never mind. So we start by picking one of 8 stages. Wait a minute, is this Mega Man? Okay, what the hell am I looking at? So the goal of this game is to pull panels over the ground and push your enemies into the wall. These enemies in this stage only move when I move. Clever, but unfortunately not all that difficult. And then this guy just killed his own friend. But yeah, besides the enemy variations through each of the stages, there's not much else to mention about this game. You don't even get any cool scenery either, just green tiles. A boss fight. I wonder how hard this will be. Oh. Next game is Smart Ball, which was released 2 years later on the SNES. We play as Jerry, and we can do all sorts of silly moves like standing tall or flattening ourselves, which is also the main way to attack the enemies. Just make sure you're using the attack and not standing still like this, or ouchies. We can suck up balls and spit them right back out. So the plot of this game is, we were a prince of a kingdom, but now we're a blob. Something jealous brother, crush on a princess. None of this is in the English version of the game. Every stage has 5 letters to spell out Jerry. Is this like a Donkey Kong Country situation where collecting each of these letters gives me a 1-up? Of course not, silly. They're just your checkpoints. Which makes me even more confused when these 2 letters are just right next to each other. Our main character being a slime makes a lot of sense actually, because this game control's so fucking slippery. There's a button to change our color, which seems to only speed us up at first, but it's also used to climb walls. But I mean, by not even pressing it, I can't even make this jump. Oh, and don't even get me started on trying to climb ceilings. Now watch me beat the crap out of this innocent bird that looks like it wound up in the wrong franchise. Wait, this game predated Kirby. Haha, you can't hide your fool's tricks anymore, Kirby. Speaking of tricks, I thought I could just go down the slide, but then jump scare died. I tried jumping down this hole and Spike jump scared, I died, Dark Souls you died text. Yeah, if it isn't obvious, this game is rough around the edges. Wait, that doesn't make sense. A blob doesn't have edges. So how about we talk about the unreleased Jerry Boy sequel? Never mind. Yoshi is a rather generic puzzle game where matching 2 same enemies causes them to explode. The main gimmick of this game is making Yoshi eggs. Gotta make a nice little omelet and we hatch Yoshis. Holy shit, is that a Smash reference? Nah, it's just a Super Mario World reference. Lame. Oh my god, what happened to this Yoshi? The next game on the chopping block is Magical Taruruuto-kun, which is based on the manga series. I don't know anything about this series, but it looks like it had a following back in the day. So you play as Taruruuto and... Wait, this only released in Japan. How do you have English text? Fan translations, bitch. And yes, you will get links for this stuff. Don't worry, don't worry. So, where were we? Manga series, Taruruuto, translation... Oh, right! This school has become a place infested with magical creatures and it's our job to stop them. We get a simple attack, a glide, and the ability to destroy random objects. That face is starting to creep me out. So after going through the level a bit, why is there a helicopter shooting at me? You ever just hate when you're in school, just minding your own business, and suddenly a helicopter comes and fucking kills you? We get our first boss, Jabao. Hey, that's against the rules and... So which part of the world do I piss off? Sockball! So after defeating him with unsportsmanlike conduct, we have to head to the Lane of Magic. We are able to become invisible now. Why can't I still see him? This game definitely feels much better to play the smart ball, although gliding can be a pain to do, as well as the only ways to run are to cancel a glide or run down a slope. Holy shit, is that a Super Mario Bros. 2 reference? Although this game is not too high on the difficulty, I still got my ass kicked a few times. Wait, no, not the death montage. Overall, it's a pretty good game and one of Game Freak's better performances. It's going on the top of the list as of now. Mario and Wario, the first Mario game to have a bucket in it. Here we got the 3 genders, female, male, and friend. And now here's the differences between each of the characters. Don't know which speed to pick? Hopefully this footage will help you. So the plot of this game is that Wario decides to handicap you by putting a bucket on your head. And no, this isn't mind control shenanigans, just a bucket. Or some other object, in fact. Wait, why can't Mario take it off? Do you think Mario is intelligent? Or the princess? Okay, I bet that fucker Yoshi likes a bucket on his head. You play as Wanda. This fairy over here. Ha, get it? She's named Wanda because she uses a wand? Please laugh, I beg of you! And interestingly enough, you use the SNES mouse to control this game. I bet it isn't used in that many games, right? Holy shit, that's way more than I expected. You have to make a path for our klutzy heroes to walk across and get to Luigi, who's your only way to take this stupid thing off your head. And there's some fun gimmicks like timed blocks. And stars. Oh, and you get to beat the shit out of Wario after you beat a world. This is the highlight of this game. I mean, this is a good game, although there's not really much to talk about. Okay, but seriously, why can't I take the bucket off my head? I know Wanda can't because fairies aren't strong enough to lift a bucket, but what's stopping Mario from just taking the bucket off? Nontan to Issho, Kurukuru puzzle, is what I like to call almost a good game, but it just falls flat. Just like Taruruuto, I had no idea what a Nontan is before this game. Apparently, it's a picture book series that sold over 33 million copies? That's more than all these franchises. So we got all of our characters in a train. This is a match 2 puzzle game where the main gimmick is that you're able to flip the puzzles to show a different side of it. Like the fish, losing its skin. And the frog says, I don't want to look at you anymore. Which, I mean, it is a cool gimmick, but I do feel like there's just a little too many pieces, which makes comboing really difficult. This game is kind of slow. Let's see what the max level is. Why is it still slow? Oh, it just gets faster over time. But when I level up, the speed just resets. This is the weirdest difficulty scaling I've ever seen in a puzzle game. But that's just game type A mode. Let's see how type B does. So the goal here is to kill every last bee. I guess I found out why they call it type B mode. It's fine, I guess. At least it's straight to the point. But there's one mechanic in this game that hurts it a lot. See, in most puzzle games, you always start dropping your piece in the middle of the screen, giving you at least some time to position it. Now watch as this piece decides it wants to drop at the end of the screen and it kills my run. Whoops. There is a 2-player mode, but unfortunately I have no friends. You're not my friend, go away. This game overall had a lot of potential to be a good game, and well, it fumbled really hard in some aspects. And yes, I checked. The Game Boy version is pretty much the same. Just lower those bits a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to warn everybody, this game has a lot of flashing lights that we're about to cover, so keep that in mind, in case you're prone to that stuff.
Yo, Pulseman? I heard this might be a hidden gem in the Genesis library. Let's see how it holds up. Unlike a couple of our previous games, this one was released in North America through the Sega Channel.
Ah, the Sega Channel, a subscription-based online service that they made for the Sega Genesis before it died. It had a whole bunch of cool stuff like extra levels for video games, some games themselves, and some other fun stuff.
And most of it is lost media. At the very least, this game has been released on the Switch, so it isn't lost. But it was so hard to come across that there happens to be a fan translation for it. This was one of the most damaging things for media preservation. All of that to say,
due to the efforts of Pulseman, the case was completely solved.
The Japanese version still uses English audio. Okay, enough rambling. On to the game. So just imagine a fast-paced platform where your main source of attack is using electricity. Go the fuck away, Gunvolt. There's this funny backflip you can do along with the Street Fighter Footsies attack. So you get one of 3 stages to start. Like Japan, which looks like this. India, which... I don't remember India looking like cyberspace. Oh, never mind, we're back to normal. And there's America. One of the cool things about this game is the ability to enter cyberspace. But is there anything special about entering cyberspace? Nah, just more stage. Now watch me kill this hand by backflipping. Push A, but I changed my controls before playing. Not to use C. This is a lot harder than you think. So screw it. How about I just don't take damage at all? All I do is press this button, and then for some reason I have invincibility frames. This boss is also easily beaten through the power of Volt Tackle. I mean... Jolting? Joltic? Hey, that's not fair! Getting smacked right at the start really hurt my feelings. Let's go gambling! By gambling, I mean spinning around! Spinning around like slots, I guess. And this boss is also really easy. 3 in a row for easy bosses. After you beat a stage, you get taken to the bonus stage where you have to break all the blocks. And what the hell is the bonus stage in America? I blame. Yeah, so the game is basically just this for the next part as well. Run through stages, zap everything, beat a boss, bonus failure! We also get to find out the early inspiration for the type chart. What? What the fuck happened here? This game also really loves for you to start using your jolting attack even in places where you can barely fit. Level design started off strong, but it does start to falter the further you go. Like, look at this section. Boss design remains easy thanks to being invincible during backflips, which can cheese most bosses. And then there's this asshole, where the only way to damage him is through a Volt Clash or whatever it's called, then attack within a precise amount of time. And I mean precise. He does his best Waluigi impression when you hit him. Excuse me? What did I say? Voltpecker? Australia nearly killed my soul trying to play it. Not only is it a water level with water physics, but as established earlier, water makes it so I can't attack, coupled with the fact that I will get blindsided because of how the vertical movement is. Whoever designed Australia will need to be... So after I use all my continues up, I destroy the submarine by flipping the birds right back. I'll flip a bird alright. Alright, let's just beat this game already.
This last section is pretty cool despite it being an auto-scroller. Okay, it's not that bad, although it keeps going on. And some of these might as well be blind jumps, so you should 100% be powered up at all times. Just don't die to this mini-boss or you're doing this whole part again. And yes, I said mini-boss. The final boss for this game looks like this, and I'm not shown any more because every time you jump to the boss, it's a seizure warning. God, that's like a reason why I hate playing some of these older games and watching older anime. Never change, Game Freak. Or in fact, yeah, please change. Please stop this flashing. I really like Pulseman up until a certain point, and then, it's the first game here I've beaten, and definitely the best game so far. Here's hoping we get more good games like this. Unless they have their own version of Australia. Next on our list are neat little games called Pokémon Red and Pokémon Green. They are the first RPGs that Game Freak ever developed in. Wait a minute. Get out of here, Pokemon! So anyways, Bazaru de Gozaru, no game de Gozaru. What the fuck does any of that mean? So Bazaru de Gozaru is a series that originally was a... Wait. This is an original IP? Why does it look like something my child would watch? I am not a mother, by the way. This has gotta be the worst game ever, right? I like this game? First impressions be damned. So it's a puzzle game where you have to tell Bazaru what to do, like running and sleeping. The goal of the game is to beat the stage while also collecting your money. That money is used to decorate your house. The stages themselves have a lot of fun gimmicks to them. You really have to think out of the box to beat them, while also getting richer. Or you know, you could just bounce off the spring forever. That is not a joke, by the way. The only way to stop this is to pause exit. We got the typical Mario levels like the grasslands, beach, ice, cemetery, desert, city, carnival, and the moon! All of these have been on Mario World at some point. Honestly, not much else to say gameplay-wise. It's extremely basic and simple, but later on, oh my god, why is this so big? For an adventure as grand as this, what's the ending? That's it. This is what capitalism does to this poor monkey. I clawed my way through all these levels, risking my life just to make a little bit of money. And what do I get? The basic ability to live. How dare you, merchant. I will never forgive you in your greedy tactics. Go to hell. Bushi Seiryuuden, Futari no Yuusha is another role-playing game that Game Freak has under their belt. Wait, does this mean this game will be like super long or something? Let me check and oh yeah, there's no way I'm beating this game. But that's just the average length for an RPG at the time. Shut up. You know how many more games I have to even just play? The main character's name is Jin, or you can name him whatever the hell you want. Go wild. Like all anime-ish protagonists, we start peacefully until things happen and our sister got kidnapped. After learning some basic moves and whatnot, we're ready to save her. Along the way, we meet a floating head named Woku? I knew not to trust Saiyan Pred at all. Wait, that was a joke. The battle style is a weird mix between turn-based and strategy-based. It's a very unique style for an RPG, which relies more on being strategic rather than hit monster hit you, I die. When you try to battle, however, you shortly realize that I'm not getting my ass kicked. What do you mean evil waves just killed me? I'm trying to play the game. Get the fuck back here. I need to kill you before the evil waves evil wave me or something I don't know. I really like the risk-reward system with powering up your attacks. Hit the enemy with a super strong attack, but it'll stun you the longer you charge. You can charge right away too, so no solar beam bullshit. You also get rewarded for fast completions, which fuels my inner battle network. Oh my god, can you stop beeping? Let me get my health back! So after exploring some, we get to see the Binding Tower and... Is that what I think it is? A big part about getting better at the game is learning how to navigate battle geometry and taking that to your advantage to get the lowest turn counts. Oh my god, it beeps during cutscenes too? To destroy this tower, we need Magatama, which is gotten by, you guessed it, kill enemies as fast as possible. I can already see the gameplay loop. Yeah, it's obvious I'm not talking about the story in a game like this because RPG reasons, really. And the two things that are keeping me from playing this any longer are the length of an RPG and although, if you're an RPG fan, I would recommend this game. It's damn fun and a hidden gem on the SNES. Just prepare yourself for an ass kicking. Oh hey, what's this little game? Game Boy Camera? This isn't a game, this is an application. I know you have your side modes, like your ball, and your space shooter, and this little music maker, but you're not a game. Your main goal is to take pictures. You know what? What happens if I press run? Do you think this is enough to scare me? Oh no, not Africa! Click Medic is a visual novel for the PS1 that's about the hospital. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is a Game Freak art style. That is all I can say about this game because it has no translation, at least to my knowledge. Most of the other games do, but apparently this one is that obscure. Does this mean somebody will get around to doing so? If I cause this to be a thing, please throw any small object in my face. Drill Dozer taps into our inner game company as we become greedy little thieves. This is Jill, the now leader of our band of misfits known as the Red Dozers, and she wields a fucking drilling machine. We collect upgrades to make it stronger and ruin the background music. Never change, Game Freak. Never change. It's only temporary, however, so don't get too used to being this powerful. And speaking of Pokemon, that's the same sound font. You think I'm fooled? I'm not. That is clearly the Mother 3 sound font. Wait, goddammit. The gameplay itself is simple to understand. Drill everything, you see red, drill right, blue, and you drill left. Sometimes you gotta charge it all the way to go flying by pressing the opposite shoulder button, steal jewelry, and even some secret goodies to make some nice moolah. Level design is pretty linear too, sometimes a little too linear. I go through the whole level, and in order to do these puzzles, I need to look for memos for the correct solution. I get to this room and then leave to see if there's a memo right outside, you know, like a normal person. I think that's normal. It led me doing the entire stage over again. Even the crab mini-boss that I once defeated spawned right back in. If only I stayed in that room for like 5 more seconds. But there's also your assistants, where they try to help you like how Alia tries to help you in Mega Man X5. Okay, not that bad, but it does break the pacing of the game. But boss, did you know that there's something down there? Quiet, you. Sheen clearly knows there's something down there. Hey, did you know that there's something down there? I still like this game, even if it makes me want to hurl myself down a flight of stairs. Unlike many other Game Freak games, this one suffers the curse of being too easy. You have so much health, and health pickups are way too plentiful. Bosses aren't even that hard either. They might be stupidly fucking annoying, but not that hard. I really like a lot of the character designs in this game. I mean, most Game Freak games have good character designs, but this one especially. Good game. Don't play it in long bursts. Would recommend. Harmoknight is a nifty little rhythm game for the 3DS. You can't legally buy it anymore. Whoops, Nintendo, you just encouraged piracy. Again. It's a platformer rhythm game hybrid where you need to hit the enemies at the right time while looking out for the notes. You gain some more characters for more playstyles as you go on, albeit it's mostly irrelevant. And there's some other ways it shakes up gameplay like the bosses or this random ass Space Channel 5 section. This game is average. For a game focused on music, hardly any of the tracks are memorable, funny enough, besides the bonus songs, which are from Pokémon. Damn, is this the first time a non-Pokemon Game Freak game had Pokemon cameos? Dozer, get the fuck out of here. I mean, what else is there to say about the game? The story is so generic it's not really even worth a mention. The gameplay is what you expect, really. Sometimes it can feel unfair, but what you see is mostly what you get. Seeing and hearing how you rhythm is like every other rhythm game. The characters? Who? It's a fun time waster, but nothing too special. Still not a bad recommendation, however, despite its shortcomings. Pocket Card Jockey is also a game for the 3DS you can't legally buy anymore. Except that's a lie, because the game got a remake... Is that the right word? For the Switch and... phones. This time, we got Solitaire disguised as a horse racing game. The gameplay is easy to understand. Match cards, pick a beautiful area to stay in, match cards again, repeat until you have to rush to the finish line. We got an overtly comedic story here. It's definitely cheesy. Honestly, I'll still take the story over X and Y's any day of the week. Eventually, you'll be able to get sponsorship so you can get bigger and better horses. But please chill with the tutorials. RNG is your biggest enemy in this game, where the second you need another card, you'll get another card, you'll get another card, you'll get another card. God damn it. The 3DS version has Street Pass, which if you're lucky enough to tag me, well, Street Pass just allows you to race out the horses. What else did you expect? We're not going to be cooking up the horses, having a horse dinner. Just like Harmoknight, this is another one of those you play for a few minutes, put down, maybe pick it back up again type of games. But like, if I wanted to play Solitaire, okay, so I put this card here, click this button because I really need this card, and whoops, I lost the game. As for which version is better, the 3DS feels more natural to play for the card game portion. The Final Push, however, feels better on the Switch. Although legally speaking, I have a gun to my head. Tembo the Badass Elephant. Wait, is that really what the game is called? That's like instead of calling it Crash Bandicoot, they called it Crash, the asshole Bandicoot. The city is fucked, and the only way to save it is with a goddamn elephant. Sorry that your friend died in combat, so we're replacing him with an elephant. What? Too many people dodged the draft this war. The best way to describe this game is the military version of Wario Land. Piece of tower, get the hell away from us. Fast-paced action platforming at its most decent. We can do the iconic shoulder bash, yeah! But we can also call back to Yoshi with a flutter jump. Okay, that's 2 Nintendo franchises this elephant decided to stick his trunk into. Oh hey, I have a squirt button. It's funny how this game has this war sort of setting, and the second I get to stage 6, holy shit, is beautiful. Aw, look at this poor enemy. They're all alone. You can't do it. Hey, that hurt. So we have 2 tasks we need to do each level. Kill all the enemies and save these 10 random people in particular. The rest can go die for all I care. Getting enemy kills involves stuff like running into them, destroying random property, and other means of war crimes. This statue in particular can go fuck itself. You get to do the gameplay going fast, then the stray bullet out of nowhere comes and kills you. Yeah. Doing things the intentional way? Nah. Also, why do these character designs remind me of a bad adult animated show? I hope that's not just me. Aw dang, I missed an enemy. Sure would be funny if I was not able to backtrack to find them, ha 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 ha. The best strategy for completing the stages is always to go to the left at the beginning of them. Bosses are whatever, really. Oh no, don't hit my obvious weak spot. Also, please don't stand in the corner. That's very rude. I mean, as a fast-paced platformer, it's fine. But like, there's other options if you want to scratch the infected itch. Why is this clown Super Saiyan? Okay, this is Giga Wrecker. Now watch what happens when I boot the game up for the first time. Okay, so I boot the game up on my Steam. It boots up on my secondary monitor, and not my main monitor. That's a good sign for things to come. Also, what do you mean when I changed the cancel button, the attack button changed too? That's a menu option.
We haven't even started the game and I can see how unoptimized it is. Whoa, Game Freak decided to go dark on us. I sure hope you're just here to rescue us, not to try and kill us. We lose our arm and nearly get 1-1 Goomba'd in the process. Just as we're about to die, Dr. Kozuki comes and saves us, offering us our soul for this cool arm. Yeah, I'm selling my soul any day of the week. We get to the gameplay and oh, I haven't turned VSync on. Let me turn that on. Oh god, it's too fast. Turn it off, off. I swear, even though the footage doesn't show it, it's a very noticeable change. So this is a physics-based Metroidvania-esque sort of game, word salad, where the main goal is to complete relatively simple puzzles while trying not to get yourself killed. Combat consists of picking up debris and flinging it right at your enemies. All of this is simple to understand, but this game is out to fucking get you. Like, some of these enemy rooms are brutally difficult, and the physics are pretty wacky in this game, to an either comedic or a frustrating degree. Can somebody explain what happened here? On the bright side, no lives, so you can die as much as you want, just make sure you get that checkpoint. Ha! These spikes can't get me! Oops. This took me 20 minutes to figure out for this one puzzle alone, and I'm ashamed to admit that. Speaking of taking a long time, where the fuck do I go? Yeah, it's one of these types of games. Ugh. And I'm a Metroidvania fan, so seeing me get stuck finding where to go for 20 minutes, it is embarrassing to admit, but it happens to all of us. Oh hey, I got a new blade and it looks like absolute shit. Oh hey, we meet our first boss. Let's see what she has to say to me. Why is the dialogue in this game so sexual? You get one opportunity to make a lot more of a mature script, and this is what you decide? Get to fight a first boss, and this fight's actually fun. Such a shame that the rest of the game doesn't hold up as much. What the fuck happened to you? And now we got another boss fight in a row, and I get my ass kicked still. Did I mention that these bosses are actually fun? And a game like this definitely has both its negatives and its positives. But Game Freak wasn't done yet with Giga Wrecker, because the console's got an updated version of this game called Giga Wrecker Alt. Steam, however? No. We now get a cute little robot friend who gives us some comedic relief, but also can help with a lot more troubling aspects of this game. And yes, the dialogue got updated, I suppose. Ooh, here's a section I get to play as you. Let's see how... Well, I do like the unique gameplay changes, but god, this does drag on. I just want to say, I'm not absolutely miserable playing games like these. Sometimes it's just a lot easier to poke at the negative aspects of a game than the positives. But with that being said, this game is almost good. Like, the building blocks are there, but a lot of the puzzles are either excruciating to do, or can be cheesed to hell and back. And I wish the combat was better, besides the boss fights, which I like. And I like the more interesting storytelling that Game Freak's going for. On the console versions, at least. This might be a game I'll eventually revisit, but the flaws are way too noticeable to ignore. Little Town Hero is the game I dreaded playing the most. I mean, with a title like Little Town Hero, it only invites fear. And it's only the second worst named game here because of the elephant in the room. I mean, at least give me the option to full screen before starting. So we got Axe here, and we're sneaking into the castle. So we do something that a toddler might find funny with trying to sneak into the castle, and it doesn't work at all. Whoops. The dialogue sound is starting to give me a headache. What is this? Banjo-Kazooie on the whatever that thing's called. This is my buddy Nels. He looks like the personification of the nerd emoji. Okay, now we can change the settings. Why couldn't I before? We will never know. The default difficulty is hard for some reason. And I'm scrolling through all of the settings and there's no full screen option. Game Freak! And the key configuration defaults to keyboard prompts despite the fact I'm using a controller. I also can't change the controls on the controller.
But there is a way to go full screen. Going back to the title screen, which wasn't there when I first booted up the game, and changing the option from there. If you can't tell, the PC port of this game leaves a lot to be desired. And when we're not bashing the PC port, I'm bashing how your mouth moves when I move the camera. Hi Mataku is definitely not going to be an edgy rival to us. Oh, and this old dude, who cares? So the combat of this game revolves around these thoughts called is-its. Once we use a gem up, they become dazits. That's it, is it? Or should I, think like a card game based RPG. Hey, I'm not the one calling it an RPG, Game Freak is. You got the attack and defense values of each of the cards, so it shouldn't be too confusing to understand. Just use basic math. Just destroy all their hearts, and you win. Minors are allowed in, which sucks because I was just playing Minecraft. Oh wait, they actually make a joke like that? So we just want to be able to explore this world and not be stuck in this boring village. Or town. So we do the only thing we can to leave. Join the military. Yeah! Yeah, moving on. We get different colors of deserts, which do different skills, depending on the color, and have different properties to boot. But before we continue, we gotta do the worst thing of all. Our job. Yeah, it's typical RPG stuff. The first hour or so of the game drags on. I mean, have you played a Pokemon game since Sun and Moon? It's par for the course for Game Freak. So anyways, back to combat, and this has become a board game all of a sudden? So we now have a gut system. It grinds the pacing of the combat to a halt. So basically, the enemies have shields to their hearts that you have to break every time you want to take one of their hearts. Make sure when you break that shield that you have a red desert on you, because otherwise, fuck. This fight took half an hour to beat, and it's the first non-tutorial fight of the game. Well, that just killed my motivation to continue this game. If this is what the combat is going to be like, and the story being goofy as ever, yeah, my expectations are gone, vanished, disappeared like a ghost. Ah, come on, I can't even close this game without all F4ing. And because this game never goes on sale, I bought it at full price. Don't make that same mistake as I did. And that's everything besides Panda Land. You really think I'm going to fall for playing a mobile game that looks like this, do ya? So now here's a list of every single game from worst to best. Click Medic, due to a technicality. Little Town Hero, that game physically drained me. Mendel Palace, Smart Ball, Nontan to Issho, Kurukuru Puzzle, Game Boy Camera, does this even count? Yoshi, Mario and Wario, Pocket Card Jockey, Giga Wrecker, Magical Taruruuto-kun, Harmoknight, Bazaru de Gozaru, no game de Gozaru, Tembo the Badass Elephant, Pulseman, Drill Dozer, Bushi Seiryuuden, Futari no Yuusha. Panda... What the hell is Panda Land doing here? I didn't even play that. Most of these games actually surprised me, and I don't even consider them truly bad. Although the worst of this got terribly close. Game Freak, you did better than I expected. Now tell Nintendo that you need to take your time with the Pokemon franchise. And Creatures Inc. Wait, what have you done that isn't Pokemon? Earthbound! Wait, that was Ape before it was bought out. But damn it, I need a good outro, so... Personal Trainer Walking!